All right, so los tres chingones boxing shots, all the chingones y chingonas, man. Let me go ahead. We are in a new year, 2026, our first show here in the new year. Happy New Year to everybody. Let's go ahead and bring in the boxing scientist from Mikey TV 3651, Mr. Mike Zavala.
What's up, Ed? Happy New Year, brother.
Happy New Year to everybody. We made it. So David had a death in his family, so our prayers go out to him, but he said he will be back next Friday. So saludos to our brother David, man. Hopefully everything goes well over there with him. Let me see. Okay, I was just moving something around here. All right. So Mikey, dog, the year ended 2025 ended with Night of the Samurai. Over here on our side of the world, man, that was super early in the morning. I'll give you credit. I'll give you and David credit. You guys were up at that time. I didn't do that. But let's first talk. We'll get to the monster fight, but let's talk about Nakatani, Mikey. What did you see in Nakatani? Because this is the man that everybody was waiting for to fight Monster anyway. And I hear the same thing over and over and over after that fight. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not that hype about it anymore. Like that fight, Mikey, took steam away from the two Japanese colliding, dog. How did you see that fight, man?
Yeah, man. Like we always talked about it, man. A Mexican always screws the party, especially a Mexican from Tijuana. I mean, it did take steam out the big fight with the monster, but it was a great fight, man. He got a lot of he had to dig deep to get the win. I thought it was a draw. The Mexican fighter Hernandez, man, he kept coming and coming. You don't look good versus pressure. This guy just kept bringing the pressure. Yeah, Nakatani got hit. I've never seen him get hit like this. I've never seen him look like this. I'm always seeing him getting crazy knockouts or looking phenomenal. I mean, so I wouldn't mind a rematch, but Styles make fights. He knew he doesn't have that style. He knew he's not going to come forward and stay in the pocket and throw the little inside shots, body shots and inside shots and cut the ring. You know he fights different. You know but he's a banger also, but in a different way. So, I just seen this was a learning lesson. He moved up in weight. I'm talking about Nakatani with the guy that's been accumulated to that weight class. So just a lot of factors hit the big spotlight. Yeah, it was a learning lesson for Nakatani.
Okay, so look, man, like I said, credit to you, credit to David, credit to everybody on this side of the world that actually watched those fights live. I didn't do that. I didn't do that, man. I will say this. Some people think that Nakatani actually lost. I don't think he lost. I just think he was tested, pushed to the limit, showed a lot of heart and resilience. But yeah, man, you know, look, I always favored Monster over Nakatani. I always did. After this performance, I don't know if I'm just kind of a victim of what just happened, but yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm just kind of like, you know what? If the fight happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Before this, I was like, hey, that's the fight to happen. Now, don't get me wrong. I didn't have it like in my top two fights that need to happen, but I was just like, hey, man, I want that fight to happen. Now I'm just kind of like, you know what? If it doesn't happen, I don't know. I'm kind of cool with it, I guess. I'm not really sure, Mikey, but was it just the style, Mikey? Is Nakatani still to you one of those elite fighters in those small weight classes? And it was just this style that he was going to have problems with?
I mean, there's only one way to find out. Let's see how he looks in his next fight, and let's see how he looks versus Inui if that fight does happen. But like I said, this style, it's hard to look good with this style. It was just that guy just kept coming and coming and coming, and you can't do the things you do. This guy kept cutting the ring, body shots, and it just shots. This Mexican style that it's hard to train for. Although he trains in Southern California, but I in my mind, I'm like, all right, he's ready for this Mexican style because he trains in Southern Cal and SoCal. But I guess
That's
not, man.
that's Rudy's boy.
That's Rudy Hernandez, Chicanito's brother. Yeah, and he has training camp in Los Angeles. So I don't know. I don't know. This guy, and like I said, Hernandez. This was his Rocky moment in boxing. They say when they say this is a cliche or a word they say in boxing. This was a good loss. It was a good loss or a great loss for Hernandez. Although I thought it was a draw, but it was a good loss for Hernandez. Now we know who Hernandez is. Now I want to see Hernandez versus Inoue. Throw him in there with somebody else. So this was a good loss for Hernandez.
Okay. Okay, because everybody, so many people when it's against somebody that nobody knows, right? Like you never really heard of the dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody likes to say like, oh, you know what, man, he just didn't. They go to the popular fighter that everybody knows, and it's like, oh, you know what, he just didn't look good, and you know he's not that good or whatever. Why can't it be that maybe Hernandez is really actually good? He just needed the stage to show everybody that, hey, this dude is actually somebody. Maybe that's what it is. Because the way he was fighting Nakatani, I'm not saying he will beat Monster anyway, but I think he'll give Monster anyway a pretty damn good fight. You know, the way, maybe not as much as he did to Nakatani, but I think he'd give Monster a good run for his money, Mikey.
Yeah, no. This guy, Nakatani, I mean, Inui likes to get space. Inui likes to work. You seen him, he puts his hands down. But we haven't seen Inui in a 2-for-2 fight because he has power and he eliminates his opposition good. But we've seen Inui go 12 rounds with versus a Mexican guy. We're talking about, what's the kid? Pa,
Shoot, help us out in the chat. No. He just, gosh, because he went the distance. Picasso.
But the big kid that absorbs fight, Mexican fighter that está cerradito and he absorbs the punches. So we could criticize Inui for his fight. So a Mexican guy that likes to absorb punches, está cerradito, and he brings it to him. Let's see how Inui does. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't mind.
Okay, going to the main event, going to Monster Inoue. Were you satisfied with with Inoue's performance, or do you think that maybe it looked like he kind of lost a step or two, at least for
It just
that?
yeah, we're used to the knockouts. We're used to the power, making them. We're used to the highlights, whatever. But it's just Picasso was a bigger kid. He was absorbing punches, and then Picasso also didn't take too many gambles. That's the thing. You need to throw shots in order to counter those shots. And but he knew he looked phenomenal. I loved everything he did. Mine is the knockout. He's getting criticized. He went 12 with Hari Maharaja was calling this guy an amateur, a guy with a pumped up record, whatever you want to call it. So we could criticize Inui too, but he didn't look terrible like how Nakatani looked in this fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know, Chris.
Yorioki's, man. Poor Yorioki's Gamboa, dog. Look, this was the night where it was supposed to be these two guys going in there, taking care of business, and pumping this match up between the both of them. Neither one really did that. Monster looked obvious. I'm not gonna say he completely dominated the fight, like if he really just blew this dude away, Picasso, but definitely won the fight. But in a fashion where it was just kind of like, okay, cool. I was expecting more. Nakatani goes to war with this other dude, and it's just kind of like, damn, this matchup that was like this, that we were all waiting to see, kind of spread it away, even though both of the dudes won. I don't know, man. I don't really hear too much hype. I almost kind of hear now a little bit like it's just kind of like, I guess if they make it, they make it. It seems like people are bringing up Bam's name more to throw in the mix, which is not going to happen, at least not this year. But I mean, I still want to see it because who else are they going to fight? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I still want to see it. Put Nakatani in there with Monster anyway. Did their performance take a little bit of steam off? Maybe to some, but if they're not gonna fight each other, then who the heck else are they gonna fight? So still make the fight. How say you on that one, Mikey?
Yeah, yeah, no, make the fight, make the fight. Like I said, Styles make fights. Not he doesn't have this style like Hernandez, the same style as Hernandez. So, and Nakatani needs space to operate. I like how in the first 5 rounds, he was looking phenomenal. Dave called me like, "Oh my God, oh my, oh Rudy Hernandez, the great coach. What a easy work. Oh my God, expect the knockout in the 7th." He was telling me, I like, yeah, yeah, and then second half of the fight, Jesus Christ, the tables turned. So he looked phenomenal in the first 5 rounds, and if he could look like that versus Inui, it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a great fight.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree. And also, look, Inoue, in my opinion, is an elite fighter. He's got everything, right? Like to me, I'm like, damn, when I watch the dude fight, he's got great footwork and everything. But let's not forget, he's been dropped.
Yeah,
He's touched the canvas, right? But he
true.
brings the action. He brings the action. So yeah, I mean, heck, if he could get dropped, man, I mean, somebody could clock him. So definitely. So let's see what happens with that. Here we are in 2026. I want to say it again to everybody, man. Happy New Year to everybody. David had a death in his family. So saludos to our brother David, man. Let me see. Link UK, link pigeon up. Huh. All right. Let's move on. We got some fights over the weekend. We'll get to those in a second. But Mikey, some news happened while we were off. Anthony Joshua gets in a major car accident that actually two of his homies died. These were two of his people that worked in his camp. And they had said the only reason why Anthony Joshua is alive is because he was sitting in the back seat. Had he been in the front seat, he would have been gone too. Luckily, luckily, he escaped with just very minor injuries. What's your thoughts on this, man? This happened in Africa.
Yeah, I mean, man, I am kind of a bit of a conspiracy theorist. They're saying that he didn't follow the script. So the what's the fight with the YouTuber almost gets sharper
With
after he gets.
Jake
Oh,
Paul?
yeah,
With
that
Jake
he didn't
Paul?
follow the script versus Jake Paul, and this could probably be a hit, or it could be that. But let's just say when I'm watching conspiracy, unfortunate, it happened in a third world country. Supposedly the driver uh was driving reckless, out of control. I don't know. And then when the accident happened and his friends died, two of his friends died, that he got off the car and started running. I don't know. I don't know exactly the details, but that's what I saw in a couple of YouTubes. Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. He could have died.
That you're saying that Anthony Joshua got off the car and started running?
No, no. The driver. There's a driver
Oh,
from Africa or that country he was in. Suppose he was
right.
driving reckless, and that's what happened. And then they're also saying that he didn't follow the script versus the Jake Paul fight, so that could have been a hit. Because yeah, I still can't believe it that he knocked out Jake Paul like that. I still, I don't. So it was a real fight, and he knocked him out. Like I still can't believe it, man. I still can't believe that.
Okay. I think they got the guy in custody. I think that dude's locked up now.
Yeah, they got him a couple days ago.
Yeah, yeah. So Okay, there were talks, and we'll get to Tyson Fury in a second, man. So there were talks even before the Jake Paul fight that he's looking to fight Tyson Fury, which will be a huge, massive deal in the UK. Even though they're both past their prime, even though that fight should have happened 5, 6 years ago, that would still be a huge, huge deal, right? Um, Now he's saying he came out and said that he's retired. Mikey, is he retired or is he just in the moment?
You're talking about Joshua, right?
Joshua, yeah. Is he retired or is he just in the moment? He just lost two of his homies.
Yeah, yeah. No, no. They just interviewed what's his name, the Zone guy, and he debunked all that. What's his name? What's his name? The promoter for the Zone.
Eddie Hearn?
Yeah, they just I just saw an interview by Eddie Hearn and said, "Don't believe the hype. Don't believe what the media outlets are saying that he retired, unless it came from his mouth." But he said, listen to what Joshua said. He hasn't said anything about retirement. According to what he said, that don't believe the hype. Of course, he's not talking boxing to him. They're not talking about what's going on. His two of his best friends died, and he escaped with his life. So they're not. He's giving them space. And according to Eddie Hearn, so far Joshua hasn't even said anything about retirement. So, and when you said if it's the moment, I understand if it's the moment. He almost lost his life. He lost his best friend. But I think eventually he will get back in the ring. And that's therapy for you, Ed. You even talk about it. I seen your workout videos. You talk about how it's therapy and everything. I think that would be good therapy for him to get back in the ring. But slowly, I don't know.
Yeah, I think because they were part of his team. So if he goes through a training camp, he's gonna have to get used to having them not there. That could be kind of tough for him. I don't think he gets back in the ring anytime soon. I do think he gets back in the ring. Definitely, dog. Definitely in their honor. Do I think he fights Tyson Fury right off the rip? No, not anymore. Not anymore. Maybe that fight still does happen, but I don't think he just goes out and faces Tyson Fury. I don't think we see Anthony Joshua till after summer. After the summer, I think we do see Anthony Joshua. I think he's gonna, want to get back into it and say like, you know what, I want to fight for the honor of of my homies, man, that passed away. I just don't know if it'd be against Tyson Fury. It might. So I mean, I like Joshua. I like Joshua. I just for him, if the whole retirement thing, you go out against a Jake Paul. I think I think Joshua has more class, and I think he definitely wants to retire at some point, but go out with a really good win. And I think we see him at the third quarter of the year. I think we do see him like around the third quarter of the year, dog. Against who? I don't know. Maybe it is Tyson Fury. Which brings me to the next thing, Mikey. Tyson Fury, he's off retirement. He's coming back. What's your thoughts about that? This is like the I don't know how many times has he retired, man. That three times,
Yeah.
four times. Well, what's your thoughts on Tyson Fury coming back?
I mean, the money's good, man. According to what Turkey pays him, he gets a good bag. Yeah, we were waiting for that Joshua fight. That was gonna be, like you said, big. But yeah, I mean, he's a heavyweight. Heavyweights could gain weight, could retire. They could still come back. They're big dudes. So I think Tyson Fury could compete, except for Usyk. He can't beat Usyk no matter what. But I think Tyson Fury still can compete, retirement or not. Coming back of retirement, uh, yeah, no, no, it's a good thing. He's entertaining.
Check this out. I think this is actually coming to bite Tyson Fury a little bit, dog, on the real, because I think he only came out of retirement simply just to for the Joshua fight because he was gonna make bank. He
Yeah,
was gonna make bank on that. I'm not so sure if Tyson Fury is coming off of retirement to go ahead and get in there with some of these other dudes. I think his sole purpose to come out of retirement and get back into the ring was simply and only for the Joshua fight to make bank. I don't I if I had to guess, I'm saying this right now. I don't think we see Tyson Fury in the ring unless it's against Joshua. He can say he's back from retirement. He can say that. But my money is banking that he just waits and waits and waits. And he may talk smack and he may talk all kinds of, masa to a lot of all these other fighters, but he will not get in the ring with any of them unless it's Anthony Joshua. I don't think we see Tyson Fury in the ring, Mikey. I don't until he sees Joshua across the ring from him.
Yeah, I mean, unless Turkey has something to say about it, because Tyson Fury's he's in there for the money. So if they give him a bag and they make him fight somebody, I think he'll do it. But he's not gonna
Okay.
make that Joshua money.
Oh, okay, but what fight is worth in the heavyweight division? Everybody in the chat, help us out. What fight is worth in the heavyweight division for the Turk to actually get involved outside of Anthony Joshua? Like Tyson Fury versus whom?
I gotta think. What about that heavyweight that is fighting this Saturday? You don't have a name, huh?
Caballero?
Caballero or the hot kid? There's a kid.
Yeah,
I don't think. No, they're not gonna do that. Easy. You know that kid that's coming up, the southpaw, light skinned kid. I forgot his. I forgot what he's called. I forgot his name. I gotta look it up.
but
But no,
but are these guys ready for a Tyson Fury? I mean, does the fight make sense though? Because look, okay, so nobody wants to see Usyk and Fury again. Nobody wants to see Wilder and Fury again. There's all these other guys, Caballero who fights tomorrow. Which that hey, I'm telling everybody right now, that German dude, Caballero, keep an eye out on that dude. But he's still growing. The money's not it's not worth it for the Turk to get in to make that fight yet. He doesn't have star power. So that's what I'm
yeah,
saying. That's what I'm saying, Mikey. Like, why would the Turk get involved unless it's Joshua? What other heavyweight is there for that's gonna make sense for the Turk to say, I'm gonna overpay for this fight?
yeah, no, there's. I don't think there's Andy Reese. Nah.
Uh, uh,
Oh, Reese Jr. Yeah, two
yeah.
gordos.
Yeah,
Nah.
no, I don't think there's anybody. That's what I'm saying. So Tyson Fury can say that he's out of retirement, but I'm telling everybody right now, and if I'm wrong, I'll come out and I'll say I'm wrong.
Yeah,
But I'm telling everybody right now, Tyson Fury could say he's back from retirement, but we are not going to see him in that ring unless it's against Anthony Joshua. He will just wait. He will sit on his hands. He will make videos about him punching the bag, him at the gym, talking smack to these other guys that are going to be calling him out because apparently he's out of retirement. So you got some of these other heavyweights that are be calling him out, saying, let's go, let's get in the ring. And then Tyson Fury's going to make his little videos, hitting the bag, talking all kinds of masa to them, but he's not going to get in the ring. Why? Because there's no payday. I truly believe he only announced he is back from retirement simply and only for the Joshua fight, and that is it. And that is all he's going to do. And he'll just sit and wait, man. And
yeah,
there'll be all these hype package videos for him that he's gonna make that oh man, he's ready to fight this guy. He's calling this guy out. That guy was talking smack to him, so he wants to whoop this guy's ass, but he's not gonna get in the ring. It's gonna be Joshua because he wants that big payday, Mikey.
yeah. And eventually, Joshua's coming back. He's coming back. He's not gonna leave money on the table like that. I know it sounds easy for me that his friends died and all that, but I think Joshua's gonna use that as a motivation and get this bag and maybe come out victorious. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think Joshua does come back. Hey, Mikey, Resendiz made a name for himself. We haven't really seen him yet after
Mhm.
him making a name for himself, beating Caleb Plant. But it looks like they're in the works to have him versus Jaime Munguia. What do you make about that fight, man?
I like that fight. I like that fight. Two Mexicans that come forward, two bangers, two Mexicans that would leave everything on the line, that go out on their shield. I like it. I like it. Resendiz is hot right now. He destroyed Caitlin Plant. Jaime Munguia went to war with what's his name? The Italian dude or French?
Oh,
Brunello.
Brunello.
He
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
he
Brunello.
just came off a back-to-back war versus Brunello. He redeemed himself. Low steroids on the side. But yeah, yeah. But Jaime Munguia is training with Reynoso. He looked good versus Brunello his second fight versus Brunello. He redeemed himself. But I think I like Resendez. I like Resendez. He's young. He's strong. I've been watching him for a little bit now. It's gonna be a banger. It's gonna be a banger. I got
Yeah,
Resendez.
yeah, should the fight get made, that's gonna definitely be one to look out for, man. And Resendiz, all I really know about him is what he showed with Caleb Plant, and he looked good. He looked good. So Munguia, I mean Munguia, to me, he is exactly where he's at, and that's exactly where he's to stay. He's good. He's not great. He's not terrible either. Um, to me, in all reality, man, I'm not really sure why Brunello didn't come back and say, let's have a trilogy. Brunello, he beats him with a knockout. Munguia comes back and beats him in a decision, controversial, right? Because of
Yeah.
the positive test. And it's like, how come there's no more? How come there's no outrage for it? It's like, hey, there needs to be a trilogy for that. Not that people really want to see it much, but I mean, damn, if I were in his camp, I'd say like, hey, we gotta be, outraged and making some noise about that fight, man. But yeah, that'd be a good one if it gets across the line. Hey man, check this out. I want to talk about this promotion. So at the end of this month, Mikey, at the end of this month, Top Rank has Xander Zayas versus Abbas Baru in a unification match at 154 pounds. Pretty damn good of a fight. The only problem is, Mikey, the only problem is there's nowhere to watch it. Top Rank, this fight is 3 weeks away. Top Rank has yet to announce who their broadcast partner is. This is what, yeah, about 3 weeks away, maybe even a little less. Mikey, what's going on with Top Rank, man?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the networks. They're not picking up boxing, right? It's people are stealing boxing, stealing. Now they're going to apps. No, they're going to apps, or they're going to like not Netflix, but there's other like little where Amalo Vargas and them fight. I don't know. People aren't. I mean, these big networks aren't picking up boxing anymore because I'm gonna keep it 100. They've been bullshitting a lot. They're not giving us the fights we wanna see, or they're selling us too many pay-per-views. So yeah, they're not picking up boxing like they used to.
Okay, so Top Rank, they have some sort of little thing going on with Tubi. Yeah, Tubi, the one that shows like free movies and stuff. They have
Yeah.
something going on over there. You could go ahead and find like some of their old school fights, Top Rank fights over there. Some of their very low budget stuff that they do. I don't know if that's where this fight's gonna be at. I would hope not. I mean, who's going to Tubi to watch boxing? Like it's crazy that we're this close to a Xander Zayas fight, and they still don't have a broadcast partner. Whether it's on network television, whether it's on some sort of streaming app of some sort, you everybody could look it up. There's nothing there to tell you where you can watch this at, and we're 3 weeks away from this fight. So, this is the fight that Xander Zayas wants in Puerto Rico, and he's getting it, but I don't know where they're gonna. I don't know where we can all watch it at. So Top Rank has been off of network television since what, August?
Yeah.
It's been a while, man. It's been a while. So a lot of these promotions, Mikey, are, in my opinion, dog, it's killing boxing on this side of the world. There's nothing on network television. The zone, the zone is ruining everything when it comes to this new deal that they got, where it's like, okay, they just upped their price annually. It's like I think to renew, for me it was like $225 or something like that, right? But that's not including the pay-per-views. If you want to get the pay-per-views and all that, it's like close to $500. Now, you can order the pay-per-views, but if you want to order the pay-per-view, you have to be a subscriber to the zone. You cannot just order the pay-per-view without being a subscriber to the zone. It's like, dog, it is killing.
Yeah.
They are killing us over here, dog. They are killing us over here. And it's not the same on being on one of these streaming apps, because when it's on network television, like ESPN is one of those channels that you're at a bar or something, they just put it on ESPN and whatever is on is on. And people can actually catch a fight and get to know a fighter or two through just them not even knowing who they were. And it's like, hey, this is actually a pretty good fight. Dog, they are just ruining it over here, man. Potential deals with the zone, Amazon Prime, Netflix, and Peacock. See, Netflix would be cool because a lot of people have Netflix. So I mean, that would be the best bet, but it's still not going to be like network television, though. It's still
Yeah.
not going to be, but I mean, the whole the zone thing, it got worse. It got worse. I thought it was good for boxing at some point, and I thought like, hey, you know what? If all boxing goes over there, it's cool. But now it actually got worse because if you want to order pay-per-views, you have to be a subscriber to the zone. You cannot just order the pay-per-views. You have to subscribe to the zone, and then you can order the pay-per-views. It's crazy, man. Let me see. Yeah, it's no complicated to watch boxing now to make apps. Yeah, it's insane, man. But anyway, we got some fights. We got some fights tomorrow. Like we already touched on Caballero on the zone. That's a heavyweight to look out for. Mikey, let's go ahead and let's get to the Subrio Matias fight, man. Um, I watched the weigh-ins today. Subrio barely made it. He weighed in exactly at 140 pounds. He's fighting Dalton Smith, which is going to be no pushover. I like this fight, man. And speaking about this, let me go ahead and let everybody know this is a pay per view event.
Wow. Wow.
Subrio Matias, Subrio Matias versus Dalton Smith is a pay per view event. So, with that, Mikey, what's your thoughts on this fight, big dog?
Yeah, I've been hearing a little bit of Smith. I follow him on Instagram. I see him training, and Smith beat Cepeda. He's the one that knocked out Cepeda to the body. That's when I knew a little bit of Smith. And Matias, he got another fighter with controversy. He got caught with steroids, right, or some Austrian or whatever.
He tested positive for Austrian, but it was
Small
below
amount.
it was below the threshold. So technically, he didn't do anything wrong.
Okay,
Apparently,
okay.
that's what I'm hearing. That you can use Austrian, you just can't go past a certain level. Again, don't take my word for it. This is what I heard. You can't go
Yeah,
past a certain level, and he stayed under that level. So
I think when you're talking about that level, the WBC had that level, and then they moved the goalpost. Oh yeah, you know what I mean? They moved that level a little bit higher so that he didn't pass that level. So that was a big controversy. That's what the last time I heard about it. So
mm,
and supposedly this fight was in danger of not happening. That's what I heard, and then I forgot about it. But yeah, it's a good fight. I mean, Dalton Smith, he has good. He has he operates. If you give him space, he knows how to operate. I want to see Dalton Smith. How is he going to operate when Matias is going to be all over you like Hernandez was all over Nakatani? That's the thing. Like I was watching through his highlights. I'm like, dude, he puts his hands down and he boxes and he works and he jumps the center line. Like he cuts the ring off with his foot speed. Boom, real quick the distance. And that's all good. But I haven't seen him in his highlights versus a fighter that would just bring him to the back foot and bring it to him like how Matias is gonna do. Pressure, bust pipes. I haven't seen his style. This is his first fight for a title. He doesn't have all the experience. His best name, according to what I've seen, I think it's Cepeda. Matias, it's his second time getting a belt. He has experience, been to wars. He's lost before. So it's going to be, can he either, are you going to push Matias back? We see how Matias got pushed back in one of his fights what's the last fight? The Preo? Paro made him go back and Preo boxed him in circles, but it was a close fight. So I want to see what Smith is going to bring to the table. Either box him or he's going to make him go back, push him, and fight him. But I think too much pressure. I think Matias is going to win.
all right. Dalton Smith is younger. He is younger. He's the undefeated fighter, and he is slightly a little taller. Matias is 5'8". Dalton Smith is 5'9". Matias is 33, and Smith is 28. So he is a little bit younger. Um, Look, Dalton's no pushover, man. This dude, this guy, I like Dalton Smith. I do. Matias, I had more high hopes for him. Um, I still like him. I still like the way he fights. I still think he's exciting to watch. This is Dalton Smith's chance to make a name for himself. And it's going to be in New York. The Boricuas are going to be out there. Now, I saw what Pete Town said, and he's right. He's right. They're showing that this fight is not selling. And here's what I'm going to say, man, when it comes to this. Subriel Matias, he is Boricua. Now, New York, that's ground zero for the Boricuas. Subriel Matias, he just doesn't sell, homie. He just doesn't sell. Um, but not just him. This whole card, well, not the entire card, but a lot of this card is Mexico versus Puerto Rico. A good portion of this card is Mexicano versus Boricua. But again, it's a bunch of guys that are upcoming. Now, I will say there's somebody, Keith Cologne. He's fighting an 8-rounder. I think that kid's the next superstar, man. He fights at 126 pounds. But I'm looking at the rest of the card. And yeah, there's a good amount of Puerto Rico versus Mexico on here. But some of these guys, like I'm looking at the co-main event, and Sandoval from Mexico, he's 38-5, and he's 28 years old. They're trying to make something out of it, but the tickets just aren't moving. Tickets
Yeah.
just are not selling, and that is in Puerto Rico, man, where there is a large population of Boricuas. I hear no hype for this fight whatsoever, and it is pay-per-view, which kills it even more. As far as far as the fight itself, okay. As far as just sticking to the fight itself, okay. Here's what I would say. Matias, we know what he brings, man. He's not a flashy guy. He doesn't dance around. He doesn't use the whole ring. He's just kind of put my head down and I just come forward and let's just bang it out. Dalton Smith, If he decides to just stand there and exchange with Matias, I think Matias will take him. I think Dalton Smith is going to have to move around a little bit more. Now, I'm not saying that Dalton Smith needs to run. I'm not saying he needs to do what Jake Paul was doing against Anthony Joshua. Not at all. He can engage with Matias as long as he can take those shots. He can engage with Matias and still outwork him if he has him spinning around a little bit, have him moving around the ring a little bit, bring the pressure, then come off, then bring him over here, now take him over there, meet in the middle, a little pressure, come back off, move him around, because we already know what Matias' game plan is, which there is no real game plan. It's just move forward and let's just throw some chingazos. I'm gonna say, damn, man. I like this fight. I really like this fight.
Yeah,
It sucks that it's not getting any hype. I think I'm gonna go with Smith on this one.
you can go Smith.
I'm gonna yeah. I'm gonna go with Smith on this one. I think if he if he can, I'm hoping he's got a good game plan. And the game plan really doesn't really need to be much because it's not like Matias got so many tricks up his sleeve because he doesn't. So if he can just kind of stay disciplined and outwork Matias, even though Matias is going to be the one moving forward, just because the guy is moving forward doesn't mean he's outworking you. You can outwork him and keep him moving. Just keep him moving. And I think Dalton Smith can do that, man. Who do you got in this fight, Mikey?
I'm gonna go. I like Smith, but like I said, I don't know him that well. He doesn't have the experience, and like I said, I seen these two fights. Remember Preo? That was the last fight we seen.
That was
Supriya Matias, right? We
again,
saw that.
the Dominican.
Yeah, the Dominican.
Yeah.
You're talking about that style. You're saying that just like Preo, he's gonna have to use the whole ring. But just like Preo, he was forced to fight in pockets because Matias kept coming. So can Smith do that? Can he withstand? Does he have the power to get him off him? Preo didn't have the power, but he held up. Like he said, can he take a shot? And Preo did take the shot. But also in the Paro fight, the Leon Paro fight, Leon Paro, the European dude, he stayed in the pocket, but the trick he was doing is staying in the pocket, being defensive, but he was pushing Matias back. So and then Matias didn't have that he had to reset, and he also didn't have the balance to throw his shots. So he needs to use a combination of both of those fights because he's gonna have to box and move in circles, but he's gonna fight. So when he fights, he's gonna have to push him, get him off balance, and work and stay defensive, responsible. Can he withstand the pressure? Does he have the stamina? Has he faced adversity? I never seen that from him, man. These are the questions I have. If he faced adversity and he got dropped and versus fight with, I was like, but he's been there. He hasn't been there. He's green, and this guy's been there. This guy's lost before. This guy's faced adversity. He's fighting at home. He's a killer, and he's on steroids. All right, scratch that. But that's what I'm saying. Matias has everything going for himself. This guy's young, but he's a little green. So I'm gonna have to go for Matias, even though Smith is fire. I follow him on Instagram and I like how he fights. Hopefully, it's gonna be a great fight.
Yeah, look. And by the way, Peter is saying this card is more like a solo boxel card. Yeah, okay, it is. It is. I agree. But I think I think these are going to be a lot of good fights. I do, and I'm telling everybody right now. The very first fight, Keith Colon, this young kid, Keith Colon, he's fighting
Puerto
in
Rican? Colon? Puerto Rican?
He's from the States. I don't know what he is. He might be Puerto Rican American. I don't know, but this kid looks sharp, man. I've seen highlights of this kid. I like this kid, man. All the other fights, I think they're going to be really good fights as well. The fact that this pay-per-view is beyond ridiculous, man. It is beyond ridiculous. Yeah. But look, if Dalton Smith, now I will say this about Matias. That dude is as tough as nails. I mean, you really got to have some power for Matias to respect you. Because I've seen this dude just walk through punches. He just keeps coming forward. Is Dalton Smith like a super powerful puncher? I mean, out of his 18 wins, 13 of them are by knockouts, right? But then again, everybody could say against whom, right? Um, I don't think he's got super power like that where he's gonna make Matias respect him. Um, but I think he's got enough there where he can get a little separation from Matias, and Matias, he may be moving forward, but he's not moving forward as fast. Matias is gonna take his time to move forward because Dalton Smith is hitting him, and I don't know if hurting him is the right word or having Matias respect his power, but at least he's gonna say like, okay, this guy does hit pretty hard. Let me take my time getting to him. If that is if Dalton Smith can get a little separation between the two, because if not, if it's just hey, let's just stand there and sock and rock and robots, then Matias is going to take him. And Matias, he takes a really good punch, no matter where. He takes it good to the body. He takes it good to the chin. He takes it good to the temple. He takes it good, no matter where you hit him. He takes a damn good punch everywhere, you know. But I will say this. I will say this. The longer this fight goes, the more I favor Matias. The
Yeah.
longer it goes. The longer it goes.
Yeah, and they
God,
Ed, I mean Ed. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
no, because then I'm psyching myself out saying like, okay, so is Dalton Smith gonna stop him? And I don't know if Dalton Smith can actually stop him,
Yeah,
but I think Dalton Smith can cause enough damage to show some concern for the corner, where it's like, okay, really need to step it up, and he's gonna start making some mistakes. Matias,
yeah. I mean, Matias been hurt before. I think has he been dropped? I think he's been dropped before, but he's been hurt before. And how many times are you gonna walk through shots, Ed? How many times? He is 33 years old, 34, something like. How many times are you gonna be walking through shots till one day your chin's not gonna give up? And this guy's a young fighter, and he's strong. I like how he work. I like his moves. I like his how he attacks the center, like boom, just like how Mikey Garcia used to just boom and attack the line. I like how he does that and everything. So it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight. But like you said, the longer the fight goes, I think Matias, his power carries in the late rounds, if I'm not mistaken, and he could hurt this kid. He could take him into deep waters and work on his stamina, get him tired, and set him up for something. Because, like I said, I haven't seen him face adversity. I haven't seen him go to war with a type of guy like Matias. You know what I'm saying?
and eventually he's gonna wear him out. Yeah, look, Dalton Smith is definitely gonna have to show some power immediately to try to give Matias his respect or
Yeah,
some sort of distance where Matias just doesn't feel comfortable just walking right into those shots. It just right off the rip, because if not, then Matias is just gonna keep coming forward. And eventually, yeah, once you get into the later rounds, man, it's gonna wear down Dalton. But at the same time, how many shots can you take if you're Matias? I mean, the dude's not Terminator. He can't walk through every shot without him feeling something. He's got to take something out of him. So, and he can be hit. Matias can be hit. It's not like he's got super slick, great defense. So he can be hit, man. Look, I'm going to stick with my decision. I'm going to go Dalton Smith. Go get him, Smith. Go get him, Smith. Look, I had higher hopes for Matias. I did. And I wouldn't be surprised if Matias wins this fight. I'm not picking Dalton Smith hands down. That's not what I'm doing. But I like Matias. But I think Dalton Smith understands this is his time to shine. I think this is his Rocky go-to moment, man. I got Dalton Smith on this one.
Dalton Smith decision, or you said the
No,
2K
uh,
technical option?
you know what, man? I don't see anybody stopping Matias. I don't. Now, if he does, can you imagine that? But no, I don't think so, man. I think by decision, yeah.
Decision.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go on the limb. No, not even on the limb because I think it's everyone's saying that Matias stoppage. Uh, I'm gonna say it. I'll go. I'll put myself on the line with this one. Matias with big late stop. All right, I'm gonna go with Pomona Sounds. Matias late stoppage. This kid, this you got to beat the champion. You got to go for it. You can't beat the champion by points and make it. This kid's got to go at him and get this title. So, uh, I'm gonna go for Matias. He's got the championship experience and late rounds. He's gonna show it and he's gonna stop him. I got Matias by stoppage.
Okay, okay. Let's not forget. Matias was in a war in his last fight.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
mean, does that takes something out of you?
It does. He's 30 something years old. Too many wars, getting hit too much. Any day you can, like you talked about Nakatani. I always talk about him. He's always getting hit, getting dropped. Well, not always, but he gets dropped by the Mexicans. There's
Mm.
gonna be one Mexican that's gonna drop him. He's not gonna get back up. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I think Dalton Smith I think he can do it. I think he can pull this one out, man. So we shall see. It should be good again. This pay-per-view tomorrow. Gosh darn it, dog. That is crazy. But outside of that, Mikey, anything else, bro, before we wrap it up?
yeah. The internet's going wild. Canelo's back. Looks like he's back. It's they say a picture says 1,000 words. What about a video? What does a video say? 1,000,000 words? They showed Canelo in his latest Instagram post shadowboxing. I don't know where, at a golf course or at a helicopter landing. You know, the helicopter landing looks green like a golf course sometimes on top
Mm.
of building. I don't know, but he's up there shadowboxing. You can see the city. I don't know where he's at. San Diego, Mexico, and he's shadowboxing. He looks good. He looks like he's in shape. And now the internet's talking like Canelo might be back. We don't know versus who, but it's September, right?
Okay. So two things for you. We still got a few minutes before we hit an hour here. Okay, so two things for you. One will go with the Canelo, and then I got some Usyk stuff. Okay,
Okay.
Canelo coming off of a loss. Can he get a tune-up fight, in your opinion, or no? He needs to go after somebody.
Man, if you come off a loss, I totally understand if you need a tune-up to feel yourself out. He's just coming off the surgery. I totally understand. That's for sure understandable. If you critique that, a lot of fighters get tune-ups after surgery. A lot of fighters get tune-ups after getting beat. So I understand, but he has a contract with Turkey. Is Turkey going to grant that tune-up for him? He has 2 fights left. So is Turkey going to, yeah, get a tune-up? Is Turkey understanding? Turkey makes you fight. He gives you the bag, but he makes you fight most of the times. So no tune-up. Yeah, so he might not even get a tune-up. He might not even get a tune-up. He's going to throw him up there.
Okay. And next, Mikey, Usyk. Alexander Usyk is in negotiations to fight Deontay Wilder. It's not set. But it looks like they're in negotiations for the end of March. Usyk has said he's got 3 more fights in him. What do you make of that fight? And what do you make about his next 3 fights? Does him fighting Deontay Wilder make sense to you?
Sense when it comes to money, Deontay Wilder, he's an American. He's loud. I think it will sell. That fight would sell. But Usyk already fought guys 3 times already, and he dominated. Tyson Fury twice, whatever. He beat everybody. So he gets to pick what he wants to do. He's in that stage of his career. I think it's a good fight to get him started for his other 2 fights. So I'm not mad at it. I know Usyk's gonna play with his food and then eventually finish his food. Wilder's he's still dangerous, right? No matter what, the power doesn't leave you. He doesn't have the chin, doesn't have the skill, but he still has that power. So that's gonna be the selling point for that fight. What if Usyk gets hurt? What if this? So put that away. And the second part of the question, you said, who are his 2 fights? You said he's got 2 more fights. There's the kid, Tuna Amatua. There's the kid
Moses Itama?
Itama. Yeah, so that could be a fight. Maybe the last fight to hand it over. Either
Right.
I still think he beats him. but he's the prince. He's coming up. They're making a big deal. He does look nice. So Moses and maybe Andy Reese. But one of those Reese, man. Man, I don't know. I don't know what's the second to last fight. Uh,
Well,
yeah, I don't know.
here,
I
let
don't
me.
know.
Okay, here's what I think about the Deontay Wilder fight. Right, I think it's actually a good move for him because if he wants to fight in the United States, there is
Okay.
no other fight for him in the United States that's going to sell like a Deontay Wilder fight. Now let me make something clear to everybody. I'm not saying that Deontay Wilder is a megastar in the United States, but in the heavyweight division, he's the one that probably sells the most. You have Richard Torres, right? But he doesn't sell much.
Sorry.
He's still coming up. These guys are still getting their name out there. And I hear people complaining about like, ah, come on, man, Wilder's washed up. He's washed up. I mean, is he washed up or was he was never really that good. I don't think there's anything really different in Deontay Wilder. He was never really that good. I don't think he's washed up. I think he's exactly what he will always been. Um, he was never a good boxer. He was just tall, long arms, and had a killer right hand. And when the competition stepped up, that was it. I didn't really see anything different in Deontay Wilder. I don't see anything different in him today than I saw back, 10 years ago or anything of that sort. It was still the same guy. And by the way, let's not forget this. Okay, so Deontay Wilder, I think he's 40 years old. Let's not forget, Alexander Usyk is like 38 years old. He's not a young kid. Yes, he is the heavyweight champ of the world. But let's not forget, Alexander Usyk is damn near 40 years old himself. Let's not make it seem like, oh man, he's a new guy on the rise. Like, no, we just kind of see it that way because he came into the heavyweight division on fire. And yeah, look, he beat Anthony Joshua twice. He beat Tyson Fury twice. I would say because those three guys, Wilder, Joshua, and Fury, I would just knowing who those dudes were like the three kingpins for quite a few years in the heavyweight division. Now think, here's Usyk who beat them all, right? And if anybody wants to say like, well, Wilder was past his prime, dog, Alexander Usyk is almost 40 years old himself. So, I mean, age wise, it's there. So I got no problem with him fighting Deontay Wilder. The other guys, look, some of these other heavyweights are gonna have to do something, Mikey. These guys, they gotta make a name for themselves because as it stands right now, unless it's Moses Itama, none of these other guys sell. Right now, the boxing world in the heavyweight division, the eyes are on Moses Itama, and rightfully so. The dude's doing some really good things. He's fun to watch. Some of these other guys need to build their brand because these guys just don't sell. I'm with you, Pete Town. Fabio Wardley, right? Nobody really knows who he is, but yes, he's coming off a really good win. Caballero, he fights tomorrow. That guy needs to. I'm telling everybody right now, man. This German Caballero dude, that guy could be somebody, right? But he's German. I don't know how much boxing really sells in Germany, right? But I'm going to keep an eye on that guy. But some of
Yeah.
these guys really need to build their brand. But I'm not mad at the Wilder fight because if Usyk wants to sell some money and fight in the United States, it's against Deontay Wilder. And it also makes sense so he can say, I beat Fury, Joshua, and Wilder. Those three guys were the top of the game in the heavyweight division for a long time. And they didn't even fight each other except with the exception of Fury and Wilder.
Yeah.
So we never got to see Joshua versus Wilder. We never got to see Fury versus Joshua. Maybe we do. Maybe we do, but it's going to be well past their prime. But yeah, man. So let's see what happens with all that. And that's about it. Mikey, anything else, bro, before we wrap it up here?
Yeah, we're probably gonna talk about it next week or something. Tio versus Shakur Stevens. I think that
Yeah,
fight's coming late this January, if I'm not
it is.
mistaken.
Yeah, that is January 31st. Yeah.
What's up, brother? Yeah, the only thing I gotta say, Ed, we'll get into that. You gotta beat the champion. You gotta go at the champion. Shakur Stevenson is the challenger, so he's not. He better not be running and not being an aggressor, not engaging. How he when he fight people with power, he runs. When he fought De Los Santos, he didn't do nothing. Okay, I understand. He was the champion at that weight class, if I'm not mistaken. But now he's going up in weight, fighting the champion. You got to beat the champion convincingly. You gotta go at the champion. You gotta engage. And if he does that, if he does what he did with De Los Santos and he wins the fight, it's bullshit. Teal's the champion, man. Teal's the champion. You gotta go at the champion, beat him convincingly, even knock him out.
And we will get to that fight as we get closer. There's some really good fights this month. I'm wondering, I'm wondering if the NFL playoffs kind of hurt that a little bit. Like this fight tomorrow, nobody cares. Nobody's talking about it yet. I think it's gonna be a really good fight. I get it. There's no real big superstars in tomorrow's fight, but it's gonna be a really good fight, man. But yeah, boxing, Saturday nights, we have Saturday night NFL playoffs at the same time. So I wonder if that hurts any of it. But nonetheless, man, hey, shout outs to our brother David. He said he'll be back on here on Friday. And yeah, we'll wrap it up there for now. Stick with us. Next week, we'll probably go ahead and do something a little bit different. So we'll see what's up. I'm kind of excited for that. So I was thinking about it today, Mikey, but I'm like, you know what? Let's wait till David comes in. Let's wait
Yeah,
till
yeah. I forgot. You mentioned it and I forgot. I was gonna tell you in the beginning, and then I totally forgot. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Live phone
yeah,
calls.
yeah. Let's do that, man. So all right. That is one Mr. Mike Zavala from Mikey TV 365. Shout out to our boy El Gran Chingones Metal, David Contreras, Cholo Trucker, Los Tres Chingones Boxing. Whatever you guys do this weekend, be safe doing it so we can come back and do it again. Catch you guys on next round.
All right.